Hello and welcome to what I may say one of the last episode of our series for the 2023 board examinations. Um, it has been quite a long journey and I hope it has been of use to each one of you. So thank you for all the love, affection and support from the entire SWS team. Um it is not as though the journey has kind of ended. The journey may have ended for as far as the 2023 board exams are concerned, but going forward, we will continue to be connected with you for class 11 as well as class 12. So there is a lot of content yet on SWS. Okay, picture abhi baki hai. So continue to remain connected is what I want to say. And as I said, thanks for all the love, affection, and support, not just of students but so many parents. One of the interesting things that is happening now is that the batch of 2021-2022 or the batch before that who were connected with us, now many of them are actually contacting me saying that their younger brother or their younger sister has got to class 9 or class 10 and therefore they would be part of SWS. According to me, and for me, this is the biggest certificate of trust. And no money in the world can buy this trust. I really genuinely believe so because it shows that they gained because of their association with SWS when they were there in their academic year, and they would want their younger siblings to do the same. And according to me, I'm eternally grateful and thankful to each one of those students and their parents for all this affection and support. So thank you once again. This video is on biology. There will be more coming up, but this one is on biology, not exactly in MCQ format, but in question and answer format, because in biology, you see, you get a lot of different kinds of formats, even though they are one word answers, right? So let's get started. The first set of questions relate to eye. Okay. Now let me see the first question. The structure meant for the constriction means the reducing of the pupil in bright light. The moment you go out suddenly into bright light from a slightly darkish room, you go out, right? Like from when you exit a cinema theater. आजकल तो सब OTT पे देख लेते हैं, but if you go to a cinema theater and you go out and you see a pupil eye and you're kind of it kind of constricts. What is the structure which is meant to do that as far as the pupil is concerned? The correct answer is, iris is of course the correct answer. You could also suppose if this comes in an MCQ format, right? So this can also be an alternative which could be given to you, right? Because the contraction of the iris sphincter muscles leads to the pupillary constriction, the constriction of the pupil, right? So that can also be an option. Okay. The soft vascular middle layer of the eye. What is it called? The soft vascular middle layer of the eye. I don't want you to write, bombard the pupil, comment section with your answers. Keep writing your answers and check whether you're getting them right or not. Okay. Because otherwise everybody writes in the comment section. So someone who is later on trying the test will feel, arey, ye to pura answers ki leak ho gaya. Okay. So I just want to tell you that. There are a few students who have that habit. The correct answer is choroid. Okay. The third question. The defect of the eye caused by uneven curvature of the cornea. Let me just see if it's all clearly visible on the screen. Yes, it is. So the defect of the eye, which is caused by when the cornea ka curvature is a little uneven. The correct answer is astigmatism. Okay, spelling, cannot get it wrong in biology. When you're talking about specific medical terms, you cannot get this spelling wrong. So just ensure that you know all the spellings. These are not common words, right? So you need to be sure about the spellings also. Okay. Fourth question. The inner sensitive coat of the eyeball. What is the inner sensitive coat of the eyeball called? The correct answer is retina. I'm sure most of you know this. The muscles which help in alteration of the shape of the lens. Lens के shape को change करने के लिए कौन सी muscles काम में आते हैं? Ciliary muscles is the right answer to that. The photosensitive pigment present in cone cells of the retina. Which are the photosensitive pigments which are present in the cone cells of the retina? I think I'll just reduce the size a little bit. Yeah, Edopsin is the right answer. Which is the fluid which is present in the anterior part of the front of the eye lens? Which is the fluid which is present in the anterior part in the front of the eye lens? The correct answer is aqueous humor. Right? Again, this is another word where you need to ensure that you know the spelling correctly. Okay, aqueous में E कहाँ आएगा, O कहाँ आएगा, U कहाँ आएगा? Please know that. The eighth question, what is meant by the power of accommodation of the eye? Now, this is a definition kind of a question, right? So I've mixed up all kinds of questions. So this is a definition. How do you write something like this? The ability of the eye to see objects equally clear from various distances. That is called the power of accommodation of the eye. So you need to write it accordingly. So I've written the basic keywords that you need to include is what I have written in this answer. And you can say the power of accommodation of the eye is the ability of the eye to see objects equally clear from various distances. Okay. What is the shape of the lens during distant vision? When it is distant vision, what is the shape of the lens? The shape of the lens is less convex or too flattened. However, what is the shape of the lens during near vision? These are all the one word kind of question and answers that you can get. It is too convex or curved. 11th question. What are the two structures in the eye which are responsible for bringing about the change in the shape of the lens? Okay. The correct answer is suspensory ligaments and ciliary body. Okay. These are the two structures which are responsible for bringing about the change in the shape of the lens. Name the cells of the retina and their respective pigments which get activated when we move into the dark. Okay, the rod cells and the rhodopsin. Name the cells of the retina and their respective pigments which get activated in the light. So when you're reading the question, always ensure that you know what is being referred to, dark or light. You need to know, otherwise the rest of the question is the same. Here it is the cone cells and edopsin. What is the other term for hyperomia? Okay, and what is the effect of hyperopia on man? So the other word is hypermetropia or farsightedness. This should be enough, but to be on the safer side, you can always mention the other word, farsightedness also. And what happens is that the person cannot see nearby objects and can view only distant objects. Okay, so that is what happens when you are suffering from hypermetropia. Okay. Yeah. Mention two causes for the defect. That is, what causes hypermetropia? Uske two causes bataiye. So you will have to write that the lens is too flattened and the eyeball is shortened from front to back. Okay, these are the two causes. And how can the defect be rectified? Now, this can all come as a single combined question, or they can be in single questions in the first part of your question paper by using biconvex lens. Let's move now to the brain part of your syllabus. The fluid which is present between layers of meninges, okay, is called the cerebrospinal fluid. What happens? What is the change in an organism resulting due to stimulus or stimuli, right? Response. Inflammation of meninges, what is it called? It's called meningitis. The junction between two nerve cells, क्या कहते हैं उसको? It is called synapse. Fifth question. What is the main function of cerebrum? You need to know cerebrum, cerebellum. You should not get confused. In the diagram, and this is one of the favorite diagram questions, you should be able to identify a cerebrum, a cerebellum, pons. So you need to be able to know where exactly what comes. The marking is very important. The accuracy of the marking is very important. So please ensure that you know all that. So what is the main function of the cerebrum? Cerebrum is the seat of thinking, intelligence, consciousness, and reasoning. It initiates and coordinates movement and regulates temperatures. It also enables speech, problem solving, and emotions. So it is the largest part of the brain. So any of these parts, the information that I've given here, सारा information दिया है, this can come as an which is the largest part of the brain. It can come as an MCQ or a fill in the blanks, right? So, and all these things, each and every word, reasoning, emotions, problem solving, speech, consciousness, intelligence, everything, all that can also come as MCQs. So just remember what are all the different aspects so that you know all the basic things, so that because you're going to be tested both in the subjective as well as in the MCQ format. So please, you need to know the details in order to be well prepared. That's what is the focus on. That's what is the entire purpose of this particular video. What is the main function of cerebellum? Cerebrum हो गया, cerebellum पे आते हैं. Cerebellum पे it maintains the balance or equilibrium and coordinates muscular activities. So if you are talking about, what is the part of the brain that takes care of how you're balanced, like I am standing straight, how am I doing that? Because something in the brain is taking care of my balance, not just the legs. It is the cerebellum. So that's what you need to know in case if the question is phrased like that. What is the main function of pons? Pons is a structure that links the brain to the spinal cord. You know the structure which comes out like that. It carries impulses from one hemisphere of the cerebellum to another and coordinates muscular movements. It also handles unconscious processes and jobs such as your sleep, wake cycle and breathing. Okay, again information here which can be asked in reverse form in an MCQ format, right? So this is like in a subjective, but it can also figure in your section A. Name the three protective membranes covering the brain. Which are the three protective membranes? One is the pia mater, which is the inner layer. Then there is arachnoid membrane, which is the middle layer. And then there is the dura mater, which is the hard outer layer, right? You need to know each one of them. Again, I repeat, it can come in the reverse form also. Let's now move to botany. Okay, let's do something from transpiration chapter. The loss of water dash. Now there are two fill in the blanks here. As I said, I'm giving you different forms of questions out here. The loss of water as dash from the dash parts of the plant is called transpiration. One, in the subjective form, आपको transpiration का definition पूछा जा सकता है. You can be asked the definition of transpiration, or it could be in this format in section A, right? So I repeat, everything can be in either sections. So the loss of water as water vapor, and the second word is aerial. From the aerial parts of the plant is called transpiration. Dash is the apparatus used to measure the rate of transpiration. What is it called? It is called a potometer. With the increase in the surface area, now in questions like this which involve increase or decrease, please be very careful with the actual words. Read the question carefully, twice at least, in order to ensure that you do not make a mistake. With the increase in the surface area of the leaves ka surface area बढ़ जाए, the rate of transpiration, what happens? Does it increase or does it decrease? It increases. The more the area, the rate of transpiration increases. The loss of water in the form of water droplets from the margins of the leaves is called. What is this phenomena called? When there is loss of water in the form of water droplets from the margins of the leaf. The margins of the leaf is very important, and again this is called guttation. Now आपसे guttation का definition भी पूछा जा सकता है, in which margins of the leaves becomes a key word to use. Okay, so just remember that. Just leaves may not be enough. Opening of the leaf through which transpiration occurs is called. What is this phenomena called? When there is opening of the leaf through which transpiration occurs is called stomata. Okay, through which, the part through which transpiration occurs. The continuous, not the phenomena. The continuous flow of water that takes place from the roots to the leaves in plants due to transpiration is called what? It's called transpirational sap. Maximum transpiration occurs through the stomata, right? We just done that. The rise of water from the root to the leaf of the plant. I hope you have read this part of the chapter carefully. The rise of the water from the root to the leaf of the plant is called the ascent of sap. The rate of transpiration will dash, again increase, decrease. This can come as fill in the blanks with the decrease in atmospheric pressure, right? It will increase. Special pore bearing structures called dash are present on the leaf margins for exudation. Exude, from which they exude, or exudation. It's called hydathodes. The escape of sap from the cut or ruptured part of the plant is called, it's called bleeding. Increase in carbon dioxide level in outside air over the normal limit results in dash in rate of transpiration, right? So again, increase, decrease. So here it will be decrease. That if there is an increase in carbon dioxide level in the outside air over the normal limit, that results in decrease in the rate of transpiration. So this increase and decrease questions, be a little careful in the fill in the blanks. Let's now move to excretory system. Excretory system, I think I've done 2 videos in case if any of you want to think. They're more like explanatory video. I did the first 2 parts. Dash carries urine from kidney to the urinary bladder. Now in the kidney case, 2 things you need to bear in mind as far as the excretory system is concerned. Please ensure that you know all the diagrams, all the Bowman's capsules, loop of Henle, the glomerulus, everything you should know. Also, the order in which the urine passes from what to what. Okay, urea kahan produce hota hai, kahan se release hota hai, all those things you need to know because you also get the order questions, right? So fill in the blanks, MCQs, order questions. So biology, more than any other subject in your ICSE class 10, gives you different kinds of questions. So they test you in different ways. Okay, so it's much more comprehensive. So aapko details pe focus karna padega. You need to focus on the details. So what carries urine from kidney to the urinary bladder? The correct answer is ureter. Dash is the knot-like mass of blood capillaries inside the Bowman's capsule. I just mentioned it, glomerulus. Identify the odd one in this group. Urethra, uterus, urinary bladder, or ureter. Now this is another kind of question which is asked, where you could be asked to identify which is the odd one out. So the odd one out here is uterus, because that's a part of the reproductive system, the female reproductive system. The other 3 are part of the excretory system, right? So on the basis of that, you need to know. I don't think they will ask you for a reason, but if you need the reason, this is how you put it. Process by which kidneys regulate the water content of the body. The correct answer is osmoregulation. Name the organ that produces urea. The correct answer is, of course, liver. Give reason why urine is, and the reasoning questions. That's another thing which you need to prepare for most of the chapters, both human physiology as well as botany. Give reason why, plant physiology, why urine is slightly thicker in summer than in winter. So how do you frame the answer? In summer, considerable part of water is lost due to perspiration, due to sweating. So more water is reabsorbed in the kidneys. This makes the urine more concentrated and thick in summer. What leads to formation of kidney stones? Now there are a couple of, there are 3-4 problem areas, ailments that we get related to the kidney. That also, I guess you should know. I think it's part of the syllabus. What leads to the formation of kidney stones? Due to accumulation of calcium phosphate or calcium oxalate crystals in kidneys. Kidneys hoga, okay? 2 kidneys hai na. Unless you sell 1 kidney as a joke goes to buy an iPhone. It results in sudden intense pain and blood in urine. Okay, the pain is intense if you have kidney stones. Okay, so the best way to do it is to drink a lot of water. Always ensure hydration. Long term bata raha hu, syllabus ki baat nahi bata raha hu. If you want to ensure against kidney stones, where the pain is immense and intense and excruciating, it's unbearable pain, drink a lot of water always. Okay, so this is what results in kidney stones, formation of kidney stones. What is gout? Okay, this is also another disease which many people seem to have these days. Uric acid crystallizes and gets deposited in joints. It results in swelling, stiffness, and pain in the joints. Now, the joints could be your leg joints, your toes, right? your knee joint, all these places where you could get this kind of a problem. If geography was about the world around us, if physics is about the machines around us, biology is the closest to us because it is about us. It is about our body and the immediate plant life, right? So in that sense, it's quite important, if not more important. What is the structural and functional unit of kidney? This is easy, nephron. Glucose is normally not found in urine, and you need to give the reason why, right? All the glucose filtered in the glomerular filtrate is completely reabsorbed by the renal tubules, and glucose is therefore not found in the urine. This is what you need to write as a reasoning answer. What happens in the case of diabetes? Ye to ho gaya. Okay, why glucose is not found in the urine. What happens in the case of diabetes for people who are suffering from diabetes? Under usual circumstances, 100% of the glucose gets reabsorbed into our blood and turned into glycogen, right, by insulin. But if you have diabetes, you do not produce enough insulin, and therefore glycogen cannot be formed and the glucose simply gets excreted. If the diabetes is under control, now this can be another question. If the diabetes is under control, you do not have glucose in your urine. So I've related the first question and the second question, that what happens in normal circumstances, how it should be normally. But what happens if you have diabetes? Then you need to write this answer. And name any two organic constituents of normal urine. Urea and creatinine, any two, okay. Name an organic waste produced in the lungs of man, right? Carbon dioxide, elementary. Then the funnel-shaped structure of kidney is called, what is it called? It is called renal pelvis. Okay, so with this, even pelvis bhi chalega वैसे, but renal pelvis will be better. Population के ऊपर, I think there's just 2-3 questions on that. What is the biological term for cutting and ligating the sperm ducts? Vasectomy. Addition of individuals to a population from outside. When people come from outside and your population goes from 10,000 to 12,000, what is it called? It is called immigration, right? When you have immigrants, okay. Then the difference between the birth rate and the death rate, okay, is called what? What is it called? The technical term is growth rate, okay. With this, we come to the end of this particular revision and testing session. I hope all of you knew all these answers, right? Some of them are from PYQ, some of them I took from some worksheets which my daughter had prepared when she was in class 10. So I hope it has been of use to you. Stay connected, stay subscribed, because picture abhi baki hai. All the best. God bless you.